This might be pretty tough without but I don't know. Let's give it a shot. Last time I did this, I was at 100%. I didn't even open up with this. The frost gives me a little bit of a shield, and to me that's really important because the more you take damage, it's like Marvel vs. Capcom, or Dragon Ball Fighters, where the more you take damage, yeah, this is massive. The healing you get from the Scarlet Blade is huge. I didn't even mention this. The slashers give you a cloak, which removes you from their sight. Like if I do it, he's just dumb. He doesn't know what's going on. So then that gives me a free cooldown. What I was getting at with the extra, yeah. See, like my maximum health is now reduced. See, dumb. I wasn't even doing that on the last boss. I might have been able to get through it. Just dodging some of his moves. It's ready. Last one. Shit. See? It just reset him. He was gonna give me a dash move or something. I cloaked, camouflaged out of it. But that shield, that's what I was getting at, is that if I can shield the damage that I just took and then heal, it'll heal past the amount in case I get like wombo combat or something, like right now. Maybe I'll drop that. Try to shield through that like extra burn damage. You can get other abilities are really nice because you get a like unholy dash that increases the amount of damage that they take. You get a blood that heals you. Illusion dash that the illusion dash will like spawn a projection that shoots just does a little bit of damage. Sure that's ready. This is taking a long time, 0% blood. But it's just sort of busted. Oh yeah, just do that. Really long fight without having any benefit of any blood type. Like you want to get those gels up. You want to be able to have that extra cooldown with the Scholar. Even if you have something, even any blood type, it doesn't matter, right? Warrior, it's all your cliche RPG tropes, like the warrior provides attack, some extra damage, like if you attack, or like some parry, some other benefits. The rogue adds crit after a dash move. Like, oh my god. Just for a second, get all my cooldowns back. Like it's so busted. I think what's really, honestly, what's the most busted is the slashers. Just a cloak. Lose track, I get all my cooldowns back. The sword I was using for a while. Sword, you get this, like I love playing the physical style. This isn't even the, okay, so this is the last sword. I love this ability that you get because it does this and you can melee, but look at that, I just took 74 damage by just even trying to fight him. Like, and it's not even a matter of like all this different stuff. I need a cloak and I can get out of here. Like if I just start taking damage, it's kind of over at that point. If you don't have the right abilities, like you can fool around with the fight, right? You can be like, okay, so now that I have done this a couple times, I know he's just doing a bunch of mage shit, don't fight him in that. Maybe when he does that move, don't do that. But caster game is just so easy in this game once you get a couple of like the right ones on the AoE healing, or sorry, not the AoE healing, but this move in particular, because you're hitting them, doing a little damage and healing yourself back, but you want to make sure that you get these chaos orbs off, and then, goddamn, Frost is hands down. It helps so dramatically. Like, I'm probably going to be able to beat him just by kiting. It's so stupid. I mean, it's kind of like what you have to do once you get to the last 3. You can play the majority of the game without this build, and you can retry this boss over and over and over again, using using different abilities, different takes, using different weapons, and I don't necessarily need to beat him. It looks like it's still going to be, it's just going to be a long grindy fight, but kind of giving you this general idea. Why not, right? I'm gonna just try to take him out. Got him pretty damn close. Those just fade out. Phase, baby. Where he does more shit. Like, the cloak stops dashes. Like if they don't know where to dash, you can just kind of get out of it. Boring, right? Like, it becomes sort of boring fights, like especially since I'm at 0% blood power. It's taking so much longer. Again, I'm showing sort of like this build even without having any bonuses. Oh god. Without any consumables. I'm gonna get murdered. I get killed by these. In. Oh damn, I'm on fire. Like, the reason I'm just kiting around is because I need to get my cooldown back. Jesus Christ. Should we finish him off? Like, oh no, no! Oh my god, it's gonna be so close. Let's do it. Yeah, we did it. Oh my god, that was funny. 0% blood on this guy. He's the second to last boss that you can fight. Oh, I don't need any of this shit. Like 4 HP. Holy shit, am I gonna die after the boss? What? What's killing me? Does this still think? Oh, Raging Fire, the flame from the Manticore is said to burn further. Oh. It's about to be daytime too. It's hilarious. I got a 4-minute debuff. There's a 4-minute debuff after fighting the boss. I don't remember that. Oh my god, I could die from just the This is fine. That's great. I'm still shocked I beat that second boss with 0% blood. My base is so far away. I can't even turn into it. I can't transform. Oh, I mean, I guess I could just heal up a little bit, just so I can get back to the game. These are all like low-level guys. Oh, this motherfucker. Sneaky motherfucking plants. Can I use a teleporter while on fire? Alright. I have a teleport waygate set up in my base. Fuck, did I close this door on them? I didn't even know how they got in here. You guys got this. I believe in you. My frame rate is so bad. I apologize for my frame rate. Lately, like, one of the things that I guess the end game is technically crafting. Building. Castle, like, just refinement. Just making your place look dope. Getting a bunch of really cool guys. I think the game probably thrives the most in PvE. For sure. Because it'd be huge to be able to like beat those bosses while there's other people trying to gank you. Like this is my workshop. Reason I'm just on like a routine. Sawdust, certain materials I try to keep in here. A lot of my base materials I end up making in my workshop. I don't even remember what I sent these guys out to do. I was like, yeah, just go do something. Oh. Hell yeah. Gold necklaces. Boy. Oh my god. It's like, what's your blood pool reaches, it says perish, but I've never had that happen. I got one of these left. There you go. Actually, yeah, I don't got any of those. These are really good. They're one of the first healing things that you can make, and it's a percentage base heal. So I just use them all the way through the end. The only other healing solution that you get is, well, you get 3. This is the last one that you get that's actually really good. It's like 5.5. I think it's 5. I don't know what the 5,5 means, or the 5.5, or 5 to 5. I think it's meant to be a point, but the text says comma. So I think it's actually 2.5%, and this is 5%, which would make, or 5.5%, which would make more sense. You know, I'm supposed to take one of the Holy Resistance flasks. I don't have any, but I could try to make one. But I think I kind of showed that even with the 100% Scholar Blood, you could almost fight the final boss fight without a Holy Resistance flask, which is nuts. We got him down to like 40%, and I wasn't even using the cloak, which helps when he does those. I mean, is anything, right? If they lose track of you, then you have huge advantage as a caster. So I love the compulsively count. What I'll do is I'll just take everything that you have in your inventory and shove it. Like if there's something that's in here, which mine are super full right now. Right now I'm kind of going through a routine of Well, I was trying to gear up. Yeah, let's. I'm still trying to gear up my servants to where they can be maximum. Servants, like matching my gear, essentially, so I could send them all to like the last area, so I could. I don't know. I beat it. I beat the last dude, and I was burnt out. 140 hours of just blasting through the game. So what I wanted to do was have my dudes farm what I was farming instead of me going out there to farm. Pop on for like an hour once every day. But I like the game enough to where I still want to play, and maybe streaming will, or making YouTube videos will help me do that. You know, this is the gear I'm trying to make for him, the Blood Moon boots. The gear level 24 and the gear level 8 gear. They don't use capes. I don't even have it. Oh, and then I guess there's some cosmetic stuff that you can get from fishing that I haven't got. There's a few pieces of gear that I'm missing. So this loom, I'm trying to make silk. So I gotta make sure I have some of those. Some of those bad boys. Did I just go put it in this one without thinking? I did. I don't want it in this one. I'm OCD where I want to stick it to like my OG script. So I'm doing ghost yarn, which I'm my guys will have cotton. Like if I go get them from them, so I need to just like kind of like focus a little bit, drop all my shit off, and just go through the getting all my shit from my servants. I love all my different servants' names. One of the main things that bugs me, actually bugs a lot of people, is that they'll open and close doors. Luckily, there's a servant lock door that you can get. And I'd only have my servant lock door on my main entrance. And I named one of my servants I Open Doors. So if we catch him walking around, I'm gonna die. Every time I die from him, just like, I don't know what, I'm on such a routine, so I have nothing that goes back here. I need to pay attention to that, because I'll go through and just compulsively count everything. So this is fish, this is like jewel crafting, and this is schematic stuff, which I don't have the uses for. And what's a huge bummer is somebody went and killed my 100% blood scholar that I had. I left my doors open and they came in here and they killed him and they took him. I had some beef with... Are they even on? No, they haven't really been playing. I had huge beef with this guy. I don't know, he like got paranoid that well, we joined a clan and I was providing all the schematic research, well, all the study research. I just straight up gave him all of the research from the first tier and the second tier and was giving him information, helping him with boss fights. And then, I don't know why I have that with me. And then one day he came over to my base with like a bunch of, well, I asked him to help me farm silver. And this is like something that this mace right here uses dark silver ingots. And in order to make that, you need a couple ingredients. So he came over to my base, dropped a bunch of these off. I threw them into my forge, and I had a chunk of it, right? And I said to him, I was like, hey, I have access to making those weapons now. You know, just pop over to my base and we can get that like sorted out. And then he was paranoid that I was trying to steal some of the items from him because he handed me 40, you know, it's like the whole thing. He handed me 40. I put them in my thing and then I'm like, all right, dude, you're good to go. And he's like, no, you owe me like 20. And I was like, really? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, oh. So I go to pull him out, and he's like, oh, I'm not trying. He's like, I'm not really trying to like steal from you or anything. I'm not like that. And I was like, oh no, I get it. Not a problem. A little further down the line, I go over to his base, and I didn't think there was a problem, because it was just like, that was my mistake. I don't really need this clay. He's not opening doors. So I'm over at his base because he built the 3rd tier. Oh, maybe I should just go in here and loot this shit, or murder these fools. Anime slash. So I go to his base, his castle, because that's the way it goes. We didn't have the same castle, and I thought that I would learn some of his research that he's got, because he's been farming. He started doing this weird farm where he would run to the, even though he couldn't really fight anything, he would run through the final area and just loot chests, which was dope as hell, right? So he's doing this, getting books, and so I end up out there over at his base because I noticed that he had this thing, the 3rd tier of the study built, and I hadn't built that because I just didn't care to yet, because I had been farming the 2nd tier and it just hadn't been up, and I was like, oh dope, I saw it when I was there last time. I'm gonna go over there and I'm gonna learn some stuff. So I open up one of his treasure chests, and I see, oh, Leapy died. So I see these schematics that you use to unlock some of the recipes. So we've been in a clan a while, and I just thought in my brain that I'm going to use these 100 recipes on his table to unlock one of the new recipes that he can go in and click, right? So in my brain, I'm like, not a big deal. So I did it, but I said to him, hey man, I just used 100 of your blank schematics to learn something, and we learned this. I didn't hear from him for a while. Damn, that person died too. I left the doors open to the crypt where those guys were, so those guys are getting screwed over. I didn't hear from him for a bit. And I find it kind of funny because like 10 minutes passes or so, and he goes into chat and he's like, what the fuck did you just do? You used my schematics? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, ask somebody before you do that. And I was like, shit, my bad. Like, I get it because it's, some of the schematics that you got, and maybe you want to use them. And it's not my place to kind of like use your items on a research table that you're going to be able to see that you unlocked this new thing, right? So it's like, if I was out farming all these schematics, for him it was a principle. So he was upset because of this. He left the clan immediately, didn't say anything to me, and started the drama the entire rest of the night, saying I'm a thief, a scoundrel, a dog. He villainized me and made me look bad in front of the whole and like global chat. Next day, God, I would fucking love to see like this dude actually watching this stream. For me, of course, practicality wise, I use this shit. Bad of me to do. Don't use other people's shit in games like this because it means a lot to the people when they farm it, right? But if, in comparison's sake, he learned everything from tier 1 and tier 2 from me. That's well over 4,000 schematic, or 4,000, that's hours of me farming, right? So if you want to have a comparison sake of him getting 100 schematics, which takes no time, maybe like 20 minutes, to me spending 4 or 5 days playing the game. He had no reason to be pissed. But he wanted to, like, justify that I had stole some of his shit. And so, like, my clan dismantled. Which sucks. Because it was me, him, and his brother. And we weren't really doing shit. It just feels so petty. It feels so, like, why would you get so defensive over that? He had a lot of problems. And he hasn't been on much since, but was tight. It was like I got really tight with a couple of the people that were, like, witnessing this whole thing. And, like, what the fuck is this guy's problem? You know, why is he so pissed over this, like, minor inconvenience? But just seeing somebody die hard go that ape shit over some of their materials, that it was, like, nothing. Like, the materials themselves were, like, not hard to... Oh, goddamn, I need leather so bad. Okay, I'm get some of these. So right now I'm just trying to get some... I don't even know how many more of these I need. I'm just gonna have a bunch of leftover, watch. Let's make some of those. But people go die hard over the smallest things. And, you know, you build tight communities with other people who are willing